Welcome back to Talk Jamaica here on Talk Jamaica Radio. We are streaming live on TalkJamaicaRadio.com and CaribRhythms.com. My name is Ralston Chamberlain. My co-host this afternoon is Sanjay Lewis. He's sitting in for Ricardo Brooks. It's now time for Talk Vault. Listeners, blogger and soon-to-be author Tina Chin seeks to bring news, updates, sports, and entertainment in a new way. Popularly known on the internet, especially Facebook, as Blogeye, she gets an on-the-ground analysis and photographs, and then brings it to her followers. Starting out focusing mostly on dancehall news, the Kingston native who now lives in New York is an internet sensation who is never short of controversy. She also runs a charity. It's called Lady Mermaid Charities, born out of the fact that she lost everything and had to start from scratch. Joining us this afternoon in Talk Vault, we have Tina Chin. Good afternoon, Tina. Tina,
Hi.
and welcome.
Hi,
You
welcome,
see, I'm mispronouncing your name already. All right, let me go
I'm sorry you're breaking up. The connection isn't 100%, so.
Okay, let me go straight into it. Tina, tell us what is the motive behind Blogeye?
Okay, Blogeye. Basically, I am a writer. I consider myself a writer, and I like to follow up a lot on news or current events that is taking place via the internet or wherever. So basically, what I did was just kind of, just write about anything that happens. And it so happened that it's considered, of course, a blog. And then it's a lot of looking, a lot of watching as far as videos are concerned, and a lot of pictures are concerned. And we use our eyes to see. So that's where the whole Blogeye concept came about.
Mm-hmm. And tell us, Tina, what is the drive behind it? What exactly are you hoping to achieve by focusing on putting things out there in the social media?
Well, I guess starting this thing out, I didn't expect it to get this big, honestly, because I'm a very outspoken individual. I'm very blunt, and I like to speak my mind. And I didn't expect it to take off the way it did. And I realized that I have a particular gift with pulling attention to whatever it is that I do or say or how I dress, etc. So I kind of decided to use that to draw attention to more important issues. I started on the dance hall side, and then I said, you know what, maybe it's time for me to graduate to something more meaningful as far as current issues are concerned. Maybe I can grab some attention to that, and that's basically my drive, really, to pull attention to more important issues that are affecting us as, citizens of wherever we're from.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're from Kingston, and you're now living in New York. Tell our listeners, if you can, a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and what were some of the challenges you faced.
Okay, I grew up in Kingston. I was born, of course, in Jubilee, and I grew up Franklin Town. Then I moved to Tel Aviv, and from Tel Aviv, I migrated to the States, Boston, Massachusetts. I attended high school and, college there, and then when I got to my 20s, I migrated to New York. And, of course, New York has a heavy Caribbean settlement, of course, as far as people are concerned, and I kind of settled in there because the dance hall was me back then when I was a little bit younger, when I was much younger. And, some of the challenges, as I was in New York and I had my job, I was planning my family and everything like that, I was a part of a message board on Facebook. Not on Facebook, on the internet called dancehallradio.com. I don't know if I can call their names, but I was a part of a message board where all of us actually just, discussed issues and we posted comments. That was long before Facebook and MySpace, long before that. But from acquiring those skills, those interpersonal skills, speaking to people via the internet, I decided to create my own, and that was Dancehall Files Online, because I was a big party goer back then. And I started to report on parties that took place or parties that I attended. I was one of the first ones who actually did the video blogging back in the days. That was long before the whole term vlogging came about. And but you know, the dance hall hasn't been so kind, put it like that, because I was dealing with a lot of people who are not used to being out there. Because as you know, dance hall has to do with a lot of people who want to protect their identity for whatever reason, yet them want to open out a video life. I couldn't figure that out at all. So, you know, that was a challenge. You know, people were going against me. They didn't want their pictures on Facebook or on MySpace. They didn't want their names in my videos. It was just a whole bunch of nonsense. So I said, you know what? Let me move from there and just do something else. I still have dancehall files online. Actually, I have someone else managing that right now. But I just decided to just break away from that and do more news or more important things that actually complemented who I was as I got older. You know, I'm no longer in my 20s where the dance hall is 100% important. I'm now older and, of course, more mature, and my mind is elsewhere. So I'm focusing on where my mind is right now, and that's with the current issues that are facing, you know, citizens of Jamaica mainly. And I decided to use my skills there where it's more appreciated and needed.
I am one of those who follow you, Tina Chin, on your blog, and you indicated that you are very outspoken. But one of the things is that you're never short of controversy, for want of a better word, and you often get into these controversy with mainly persons in the dance hall. Is that a way? Do you think that bring a kind of a negative spirit to your blog?
And listen, a part of growing and a part of being successful is that you learn from your mistakes. That's number one. And number two, I cannot stop people from going against my opinion. Like I said, my forum is an opinionated forum. And my opinion is formed from a lot of things. You know, I could have done my research versus that person who haven't done their research or has no knowledge of what a blog is. You know, they come in and they comment and they blast me and they talk a lot of nonsense instead of doing their research. And I just sit there and laugh. Or some of these controversies are actually caused from people just talking, just trying to create enemies for me. That's all it is. People creating enemies, because honestly, my blog is basically about objective opinions. You know, it's not blasting anyone in a derogatory fashion, like, oh, she's a duck. You know, I don't go to that level. All right, I just keep myself respectful, but yet still, if I disagree, I'll let you know I disagree. But then you have some who do not understand how to agree to disagree in a respectful way, and then they'll come onto my blog and they'll disrespect me and blast me and get nasty, and that's what I will not tolerate. And whenever they do this, I'll tell them about it. If they continue, I'll block them. Once I block them, they go off and they cuss and they go on and then recruit more enemies, and then, you know, and the funny thing about it, these enemies, they're not coming to me directly. People who I think are intelligent, a couple of them who I thought were intelligent enough to actually send me a message in my inbox, they don't do this. What they do is they go off and they blast and they get all nasty and disrespectful. And remember now, if I do write a story about them, I'm never disrespectful in a derogatory way. You know, I'll disagree or give my objective opinion, but I'm never nasty. But don't tell that to them. They'd rather go off and blast and talk off of the nastiness. And once they do that, I'm done with them. There's no way you're going to get me to even look at them in a respectful manner at all. I don't care who the hell they are. I'm just not into them. Period.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Tina Chin, you have managed to somewhat get the news out of Jamaica and other places right as it break, even before some of mainstream media. Without divulging your secret, can you share with us how you manage to do that?
I cannot tell you. I have my sources. If I tell you that, I'm going to have to kill you. You know, that's a part of being a blogger. You have to keep your stuff private, hon, or else nobody will trust you. You have to develop that room for trust, you know,
Right.
and once people realize that they can trust you, they'll tell you anything. And honestly, like I said, I'm a people person. Back in the days, like about 15 or 10 years ago, customer service was me. I was a manager for a large part of my life, so I know how to speak to people. I know how to get people to like me, in other words, you know, and if they don't like me, that is. But naturally, I'm a fun person, and I am just a people person. I can just talk to you, and that's it. I don't have to act and be somebody else, and that just kind of creates a sense of comfort with everyone whenever they're dealing with me. That's all it is. But I can't release my sources. Come on now. People won't trust me anymore.
All right. Let me segue into Lady Mermaid Charities, because I've seen where you have used your blog to assist and to reach out to persons to ask them for assistance for persons who are needy. Tell us how you came about to start Lady Mermaid Charities.
Okay. I don't know if you know, but I was incarcerated for a period of my time. Back in 2011, I was incarcerated for approximately 2 years. And during that time, I lost a lot. Okay, I lost a lot of so-called friends. I lost a lot of my personal possessions. I lost a lot. And upon my release, when I came out, I realized, okay, I only had my kids there and my family. And that the struggle to get back on my 2 feet was not easy. But coming out and being in that situation and realizing how people are, you know, and you see them and you think they're this nice type of person, or how, you know, and then once you get into that situation, they're not. You know, it kind of wakes you up. It jolts you. And you know, and that's what exactly happened to me. I realized that I needed a lot of help then, and I couldn't get it. And I guess subconsciously, my charity came about. It's not something I planned to do, but honestly, I have a really kind heart. I have a really soft heart. I can't stand to see pain. I cry really easily when it comes to other people suffering. As a matter of fact, I can deal with that. So with that said, and seeing where I'm coming from, I decided, you know, I just created Lady Mermaid Charities to help people because I realized the power that I had behind me, and I wanted to use it to make some good to help people who can't help themselves. Because I remember when I was in that situation and there was no one there. I know what it feels like to want and can't get it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where the charity came from. That's basically what it is.
And if persons want to give to Lady Mermaid Charities, where can they find you, or is there a website?
Okay, the Lady Mermaid Charities, as I said, was just created. I've been helping people since last year, but I never really gave it a name. I never had a name to the charity. But I decided to create a name approximately about a month ago under Lady Mermaid Charities. It can be found on Facebook. There's a like page there, Lady Mermaid Charities. And right now, it only has about 500 likes because, as I said, I'm alternating between so many different pages. Sometimes it's hard to actually post stuff to there, but it's pretty much updated. You know, if you want any information, you can always inbox me on my Tina Ching page, and you know, and I'll try to help as much as possible. But as I said, it's all based on donations as I get it, and I cannot help everyone, unfortunately. I wish I could, but that's not the case, unfortunately. But it's on Facebook. You can find it on Facebook.
All right. My producer is giving me the wrap-up signal, Tina, but I could not allow you to go without asking you about the book that we're supposed to be expecting, the one that you're working on. Tell us what it is, what's the title, and what it's about.
Okay, it is a memoir, a short memoir of my lifespan for the past 3 or 4 years back. And it's basically about me falling, and you know, as the title of it is called The Wretch Like Me, because people thought of me as this cool person, which I am not. And the book will kind of detail a lot of what went on then. And, you know, and that's basically what it is. You just have to wait. I can't let out too many of the secrets, but it's almost done. It's almost there. You know, I'm just taking emails right now to actually load it into the system so that once the book is released, I can give those first-come people a chance to purchase the book. But it's coming. It's coming.
All right. And Tina, if there's one encouragement that you would like to give Jamaicans in Jamaica And those in the diaspora who are listening to us, what would be that one word of encouragement that you would want to give to them?
I want to tell them, all right, to just keep trying, because it's never easy to get what you want. It's never easy. You just gotta have a lot of ambition and be strong. Do not allow anyone or anything to stop you from getting what you want out of life. Because remember, this is your life. This is nobody else's. Yours. So regardless of whatever it is that happened in your past life or what's going on now, just look out into the future and say, you know what? Eventually, one day, this is going to be all over. And I got to be strong for myself. And in the future, once you see yourself living and doing better, you're going to say to yourself, damn, why was I going on like that a few years ago, like my life was about to end? And, this is what I want you guys to have, strength. People always tell me I'm strong, but I don't even, I just do me, basically. But, yeah, just be strong and keep your head on your body and just stay focused. And don't forget God. I can't forget God, okay? Don't forget your religion. Don't forget your faith. Because God, of course, he was my helper. And, of course, he needs to be your helper, too. Don't forget God. All right?
All right, Tina Chin, we want to thank you for having joined us here on Talk Jamaica. We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to hear more about Blogeye and all the progress that you are making as well with Lady Mermaid Charities. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Trust me, it's going to get bigger and better. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Listeners, we were talking there with Tina Chin. She's a blogger. She's in charge of Blogeye. Find her on Facebook. She's in charge of Lady Mermaid Charities. Find her as well on Facebook, and you can see what she's doing. I can tell you, listeners, she is on the ground. She has the information, and she keeps you up to date. And not only that, she keeps you laughing as well. I'm a friend, Minoir. All right. Sanjay. All right. Thank you, Tina.